we as business owners, we as entrepreneurs have to be agile. We've got to be able to maneuver. We've got to be able to pivot and flex and shut one thing off and then turn on another thing on a dime. Hey leaders, hello fellow entrepreneurs, it's Jake Dixon here, founder, CEO of the Locker Room Real Estate Coaching and Training Company. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about recovery time. And what I mean by that is there's so much training, you probably do a lot of that similar training as I do around time management, priority management, time blocking, scheduling, whatever buzzword of the day it is. And that's all well and true, it's so important. But let's also look at it through a lens of why it's so important using this analogy, and that is recovery time. You look at the most elite athletes, okay, Olympic athletes. One of the greatest competitive advantages that they have over other high-level athletes, I would argue, is recovery time. It's recovery time. They can spend 16 hours a day in a swimming pool. Yeah, sure, they might get sore or whatever, but they have a routine, a mechanism in place to get a quicker recovery time than their competition, which therefore gives them a competitive advantage. They can still show up tomorrow and swim another 4 laps or whatever and win the race because the recovery time is on point. So I use examples like that because we as business owners, we as entrepreneurs have to be agile. We've got to be able to maneuver. We've got to be able to pivot and flex and shut one thing off and then turn on another thing on a dime. And so I know for me, and this is a conditioned practice, I'm still working on it every day, our ability to say, okay, I just spent the last 2 hours doing X. Let's say it's creating content. And now the next hour is going to be spent completely opposite coaching or on leading this training or whatever. So I have to switch my mind very quickly, i.e. my recovery time has to be super sharp and on point so that I can be mentally present where I flip the light switch off on this thing and then flip the light switch on that other thing. And I'm looking as that gap in between, that space in between going from this to this, similar to an athlete who has a great recovery time. If we can get good at that, shutting one thing off, turning on the other thing, and being fully mentally present, then our recovery time there gives us a competitive advantage through the productivity and how we utilize time throughout our days, okay? So what is your recovery time? How do you go from this to this and don't need 20 or 30 minutes in between just to regroup? Your recovery time is on point. I'm interested in knowing what works for you or what your thoughts are on this topic, but it just came up earlier today in a coaching conversation that I had with one of my personal partners, and we were talking about it because he's kind of right now building 3 different businesses at once. And we were going over his calendar and saying how his calendar has got to be so sharp, so on point, no fluff, no distractions. It's going from this thing and then building this thing and on to the next thing. He's got to be able to maneuver and pivot and have a quick recovery time. And I'm interested in your thoughts as well. Let me know here on the video below what your thoughts are regarding this topic. If there's anything we can do here at the Locker Room to best support you, or you just want to mastermind or have a different set of eyeballs check out your calendar and where you could be more efficient and productive, then let one of us know. We'll happily take a look. All right, you guys have a great day.